Hi there YouTube, this is Kiro602, and today I'm going to be answering the questions I got for the Q&A video I posted, and as well as do a little deck tech of the deck I'm playing right now. So one question that was asked by Signir is, what's my favorite anime? My favorite anime is Death Note, which is why my YouTube name is Kira. Another question that was asked by Cindy16 is, why don't I show my face? And that is because I am very shy and socially awkward, so I prefer my face not to be shown. It's just my own personal opinion. And what's my favorite MTG card? My favorite MTG card right now is Master Biomancer, because I really like the flavor text and the effect. I just really like it. But my overall MTG card is Siegeworm, because Siegeworm was I built around him for my very first deck. I had to build around him. And if you don't know what Siegeworm is, he's a 5/5 trample with Convoke from original Replica. So now that that's out of the way, let's take a look at my deck. The deck I'm playing is a Simic Controll with a mid-range, I guess you could call it. I don't really know how to categorize decks. So I don't know. You guys can tell me what type of deck this is. So I have one Hinterland Harbor. If you guys, it's one in there because I can't afford the other three. But if you guys can get 3 more, it'll be perfect. And I have 4 dual gates, 4 breeding pools, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forests, and 7 islands. So let's take a look at my fixing, mana ramps, and such as. So I have 4 Arbiter Elves, and these Arbiter Elves are really good, especially the way that I use them. I also have 4 Verdian Havens. This card is really good, especially if you can put it on a forest and use Arbiter Elf to untap that forest, getting 4 mana out of 1 land. It's a really good thing to do. A lot of people have hated on Verdian Haven, but I like it because I can get up to 7 mana on turn 4, and I'll show you guys what I use 7 mana for. Another ramp is Farseek. I love Farseek. Farseek is really good, and I use it in almost every single deck I build if it has green in it. This is a control based deck, so the control aspect I have is 4 Simic Charms. Not usually for control, but I can bounce creatures. I can give creatures 3/3s and hexproof my own creatures or permanents. Yep, permanents. 2 Cyclonic Rifts. It's a very good late game card. I can wipe the whole board and swing for game. Counters I have is 3 Negates and 3 Dissipates. And yep, that's the control aspect. Creatures for this deck are I have 2 Master Biomancers. He's a really good card, making everything come in with counters equal to his toughness. And 2 Wolfier's Overhearts. This card is just awesome because soul bonded to any creatures will both this one and the creature soul bonded will get +4/+4. One thing I usually do is soul bond it to Master Biomancer. Everything will come in with 6 counters, and that's usually one of my win conditions. So I really like this card. Um, the main key, the main the core of this deck is the Data Navigator. Um, so bonds with creatures and gives them the ability to flicker out or blink out, whatever the name of that mechanic is. But it enables me to reuse my ETB effects. Um, for reusing is just really awesome, just for 2 mana. Um, a card that I still bonded to is Miss Raven, bouncing everything back to their hand. Um, a lot of people hate me for playing this card and playing it with Data Navigator is Acidic Slime, because I can just wipe the board of their lands, enchantments, or artifacts, and a lot of people hate on land destruction. I run one Thractus. I couldn't really find anybody to trade me a second one, but that runs fine with just one of them, so I don't really mind. And gaining 5 life with Data Navigator just for 2 life and getting a 3/3. And if I happen to have a Master Biomancer on the field, I get a 5/5 instead, or a 9/9 depending if he's if Master Biomancer is still bonded. And Sphinx of Dune, he's just in there. He's in there because he's a really solid body. He gets me a card advantage, and if I happen to have him so bonded to Deadeye Navigator, I can get my combo pieces even faster and get an even faster win. The fastest game won, fastest game I ever won with this deck is well, that's the whole deck right now. The last 3 cards are Sphinx of Thune. The fastest win I have gotten with this deck is a turn 6 win. No, a turn 5 win. I played a Sphinx of Dune, and I had already done like 6 damage when I had a Master Biomancer on the field with soul bonded with Wolfia Silverheart. So I had attacked once with the Biomancer. I played Sphinx of Dune. I got my Cyclonic Rift using him. I wiped the board and I swung for game. So this is a really solid deck. I really wouldn't recommend playing it because a lot of people hate on me for playing this deck. But I gotta play some decks. You gotta take some hate to get some wins. This deck is really solid because I won a couple tournaments with it, and if I'm not winning tournament, I'm making top 8, top 4, and it's really solid because a lot of people uh have sideboards specially designed for my deck. They usually run things like uh the Detention Sphere, Oblivion Rings, and a new card I've been seeing people play against me is Slaughter Games, usually targeting my Acidic Slime or my Data Navigator. Anyway, the sideboard for this deck, I have uh, my answer to Boros Reckoner is Rapid Hybridization. It's a good way of getting rid of him without doing damage. Not that this deck can get rid of creatures using damage. One Simic Charm, just in case I need the 4th one in the deck. Um, when people play a Detention Sphere against me, I have Naturalize and 1 Bramble Crush. It's a really good card. I really like it. It gets me to get rid of those annoying Detention Spheres, Oblivion Rings and such, Nevermores. For my aggro matchups, decks that run a small creature base, I play Rancor, because usually they just jump block my biggest card and no damage gets through. I just attach a Rancor to it, and it doesn't really matter that they jump block it. I have one negate for if my opponents are playing a non-creature base. I'll just sideboard it out a dissipate and putting a negate. Same thing with dissipate. If my opponents are playing a creature based deck, I'll sideboard out a negate and putting a dissipate. Dispel for more non-creature based decks. And I have two stolen identities. This card is really solid for me because if my opponent has a really big card that I really can't get rid of, I can copy it, or if it's legendary, I can get rid of it using the legendary rule. And I really like it because I can take their best thing, copy it, and use it for myself, or as I said, get rid of the legendaries, or make copies of my own cards when I don't have a Dead Eye Navigator to get the flicker effects out. So all in all, this is a really solid deck. As I mentioned before, I usually make top 8 and top 4. I won a couple tournaments, although that was when I first came up with the deck and started playing it. Nobody expected it. Now that people have sideboards built for my deck, um, it's hard for me to get wins in the tournaments again. But I'm fine with making top 4. Tell me what you guys would do to this deck. If you have any suggestions that I overlooked, let me know, and comment them down below. Thanks for watching. Comment and subscribe.